Okay, okay. As you can tell, we standing back up. I gave you one sitting down. Now we're back on it. So I had a construction client, and they saw actually how we met was kind of cool. I was driving. I had my Mercedes. I have an old school Mercedes with Venetian blinds and curtains in it and custom made pillows, and it's old school, so on white walls. Big beat in the back, all that good stuff. I like a certain type of car. I like cool cars. Life is too short to be driving boring cars. So I'm in traffic. This guy pulls up beside me. He's in his big ass construction truck, and he's like man, I love your car. Da da da. I get a lot of compliments about it. So long story short, he and I hook up, and he brings me out. He's a general contractor, and I go out to his one of these properties that he's building. It's a residential a place, a mansion, and a couple $1,000,000. And he's giving a rundown. He's saying that he needs people. So he ended up passing me off to his vice president, and I'm asking his vice president, okay, like tell me what you need specifically so that we can create a job description. Because the first thing I asked for was a job description, and she didn't have one. She was like, we just need, we just need some good people to come help out. I said, okay, so what does that entail? Oh, they need to have a hard hat and some boots. I said, okay, that's great. What does that entail? What do they need? What do they do? And she's like, oh, you just help out, just help out. It was just extremely vague. It was like help out. This is her exact words. Okay, now these people are building $1,000,000 projects, and the words that I get from them is helping out. So I said, okay, all right, we're not doing it. So that's how I ended up going out to the place. Long story short, so I go out to the place, meet up with him. He shows me around, and then I start asking him like, what kind of problems does he specifically have that I can solve? In the event that we happen to get these folks that he needs. So then he starts giving me examples. Like for example, he had one truck in Fayetteville that had dropped off gravel in the wrong location. So this is a dump truck full of gravel that they dumped off in the wrong spot, and they needed to shovel because they didn't have any heavy equipment, any caterpillars down there. So they needed to shovel this gravel back into the truck so that they can move it to the other side of the property. That's one example. Another example was another truck had dropped off the lumber, the building materials for the residential property that we were at on the wrong side of the property. So the problem was that they needed to they didn't want to bring the truck back out in order to lift it. They didn't want to do all that. They just needed to just unload the pallets of stuff and literally just move it, just by hand, manual labor, but just move the stuff. I said, okay, great. All right, this makes sense. What else do you got? He's like, okay, for example, we need this drywall. We need this drywall cut in a specific way. We need this. So why am I telling you all this? Is because this is part of the job descriptions. This falls into the job description. Let me tell you how the job description helps you long term. You know, now granted this is in California, as far as Georgia is concerned, most people when they get fired they just move on. They're not going to try to push back because in Georgia it's an at will state. However, not all states are created equal, and when you say that, hey, I did not perform the job function, if you don't have a job description, it's for the employer side of things, it's going to be very difficult for you to say this person didn't perform the job when you haven't really told them what the job is. Another thing is that people are more likely to skip over jobs that they don't understand what they're going to be doing than if they did understand what they're doing with less pay. I have another client, they're paying $55 an hour. Job description sucks. The job description is so vague, just like, provide excellent customer service. Guys, that is not an awesome answer. All right. And let me tell you something else is also not an awesome answer. Competitive salary based on experience. That is not an awesome answer. That's a suck answer. Like, don't give that. If it's competitive, put the number out there. If it's competitive, put the number out there. Ferrari does not hide the horsepower ratings of their vehicles. Neither does Lamborghini. Neither does Aston Martin. Like, if it's competitive, put the number out there and let the competition begin. So, guys, to bring it all back in, when it comes to job descriptions, make sure I see a lot of times these guys are It's like the people that do the job descriptions just kill me, guys. Listen, your job description is an ad, okay? It's an ad. It needs to be a simple read. I prefer for those guys, for those job descriptions to have some form of personality in them. Don't just sit around and talk about how, oh, this is the world's leading company, da 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 da, and then you go into all these like real, technical, real hard to understand job descriptions. Guys, make your job, as far as I'm concerned, and we're the ones who's placing the ads and bringing these folks in. Make your job description easy to understand. If someone's in investment banking, you know, they're going to know what a divestiture is. Of course, they're going to know what P&Ls and EBITDA. They're going to understand these things. But guys, you don't have to go down the rabbit hole of a 50 bulletin item list because you're trying to check every box off. That's I'm saying you can keep it short and sweet and simple, but still get the point across to where it's not like a holy Bible script, comes in a little joint. Like, guys don't have to do all that. Just please, all right, please stop the humanity. But those are for the people that are doing, having a job description in that category is better than not having one at all. Because if you have too much, you can always shorten it up and you can compress it. But if you don't have one at all, you have to start from scratch. So what's the point? The point is this: every job position, every position in your company needs to have a job description that's accurate. All right, and you can, I would encourage folks to just continuously go back and revisit these things once. I like to do an audit once a month, but once a month. Shoot, if the job title, if the job positions aren't changing, you can do it once a quarter. It just takes 2 seconds. You just, if you've got, 5 positions in your company, you pull the 5 job descriptions, make sure that they're all still current and accurate, and that's it. And just keep moving. The point of this here is every position in your company needs to have a job description so that when you let folks go for not fulfilling that job description, you got a job description that you can say, this is what you didn't do, and that's why we had to let you go.